Welcome to China in Focus. I'm Tiffany Meyer. Organ transplantation is supposed to save lives, but China's former Deputy Minister of Health says the medical practice has another function to meet economic developments.
China's former health minister Huang Jifu says the country's rapid development of organ transplantation still doesn't meet the needs of economic development, adding that he hopes in 3 years China will perform the most organ transplants of any country in the world. His comments came last Friday during an organ transplant forum in Beijing. Huang is currently chairman of the Organ Transplant Development Foundation. He said that the United States carries out more than 30,000 organ transplants every year. And in line with the speed of economic development, the number done in China should increase to 50,000 a year. Ling Xiaohui, a Sydney-based Chinese affair commentator, said the actual number of organ transplants in China has already far exceeded 50,000.
The number of organ transplants in China is actually much higher than in other countries such as the U.S. There is an international consensus that China has a huge underground human organ bank that provides organs from living bodies. They mainly come from Falun Gong practitioners and other detainees like ethnic minorities.
According to Chinese media, this June, a Chinese girl living in Japan went back to China for a heart transplant. Within 10 days, a hospital in Wuhan had found 3 matching hearts that could be transplanted. Based on media reports, a patient in Japan usually has to wait around 3 years to get a heart transplant. The articles didn't explain why in China 3 hearts could be found for her within 10 days. Instead, the Chinese regime's media mouthpieces praised the case as a success story for China's medical system. Ling says he believes Huang is vigorously promoting the development of the country's so-called organ transplant industry only in order to cover up the illegal organ market. Reporting by Lu Ya, NTD News.
And to go along with China's growing transplant market, China's National Health Commission issued a new regulation in August, making it easier for hospitals and doctors to enter the organ transplantation business. In recent years, China's extremely short wait times for organs has triggered international investigations into the unexplained abundance of its organ supply. The new, even looser regulation raises more concerns about the ethics of China's transplant market. Previously, only major hospitals that receive the country's highest quality grade, namely Grade A tertiary hospitals, were authorized to perform organ transplant operations. Authorized surgeons were also required to maintain their experience and skills. For example, a kidney surgeon would need to perform at least 800 urology operations annually, including 150 on kidneys, before being qualified for kidney transplant operations. But now these requirements have been replaced with easier-to-meet specifications. The new regulation also loosens restrictions on organ storage time, which directly affects transplant success rates. In the United States, even with over 100 million registered voluntary organ donors, the average wait time for a matching liver or kidney is between 1 to 2 years. In China, where voluntary organ donation is very rare due to cultural reasons, the wait time for a major organ is often no more than a month or even a week. A state-run Chinese media outlet recently reported a case where 4 candidate hearts were reserved for one patient within 10 days. Some Chinese hospitals even feature urgent care organ transplant clinics, boasting immediate type matching and surgery when required. Several independent investigations conclude that large-scale killing to order for transplant organs occurs in China, with the main victims being prisoners of conscience, like practitioners of the spiritual meditation discipline Falun Gong. As the profiteering attracted more hospitals and doctors to the transplant business, the victim pool also expanded. Tibetans, members of the Uyghur ethnic group, trafficked women and children, homeless people, dissidents, and those who fall out of favor with the Chinese Communist Party are all potential victims of China's live organ harvesting practices. Human rights groups are expressing concerns that the loosened regulation provides legal cover and potentially encourages even larger-scale killings for organs in China. And according to the New York-based World Organization to investigate the persecution of Falun Gong's latest report, large-scale organ transplantation has continued in China amid the virus pandemic. During some undercover investigations, medical staff in China have claimed that the transplant organs they use come from healthy Falun Gong meditators.